Here we are at a shanty town. We've just come across this. Before we get to Runswick Bay, it's just a derelict, bit of a weird place. I felt, if I'm honest, a bit spooky. Just some boats and this house with a bench and dilapidated stuff and a bench there. I don't think homeless people have been living here. I think it actually has been like this for a long time, and maybe fishermen come here. I don't know the history. I'll have to look, but it's quite interesting. It has been cared for at some point, but yeah, it's up high up on some boats there. Very interesting. Looks like somebody abandoned an absolute load of tools, and this is in the absolute middle of nowhere. I mean, I don't know how they got here, because if you look up there, the only way up and down is on a piece of rope. Who knows? Scary. Here we are near Runswick Bay, just walked from Staithes. Tide's right out, thank goodness, otherwise I would have been trapped. Absolutely stunning here. Some nesting birds. It looks cloudy and cold, but it actually is 18 degrees and quite warm. Just waiting on that sun to come out now. So I'm puffing and panting. I've walked 3 miles over massive boulders, which was, I didn't video the boulder bit. I have done it because I was too busy watching my footing. It was a bit dangerous and the tide was coming in. It could have been an air rescue situation actually. Anyway, this is the view now. I'm going to the pub. Just making myself a little summer fruit smoothie for my lunch. Frozen fruit, summer fruits, creamy Greek yogurt, and a little bit of, you can put juice or water. Here we go. Now, give it a good shake because it has a tendency to freeze on you as you're doing it. You don't need ice cubes or anything in it. This might not pour. It isn't pouring. Oh well, the sentiment was there. It's pouring down, and look at the poor little lamb. He's just been born and he's hiding just behind his mum there. Oh, there he is. Oh, bless. Oh well, that's life in the raw.
We walk into it or out of it then? Well, if we're continuing the same way, we go that way.
If you run out of bread rolls like I have today, have a go at baking your own. I am really pleased with how this has turned out. Our bread rolls are just joined together at the moment, but I just slung some few bits together and they've turned. I'm a hopeless bread maker, but these have turned out, so I'm pleased with that. So, as you can see, that's the back end of Remy. I'd like to introduce you to Remy. He's been a bit naughty at the moment. He's a 14-week-old puppy. Remy, come here and say hello. We lost our lovely dog in December, and we said we weren't going to get another dog. But this one's too cute. And we've always had border terriers, and you can just see his legs, and he's doing it on purpose because he's just been zooming. Let's see if I can get you a nice shot. There he is. What a lovely boy. He's a 14-week-old border terrier and miniature poodle cross. He's not a designer dog. He didn't cost a lot of money. He's not on the designer scale, but he is very cute. Remy, He's at that little teethy biting stage, but we are trying to train him. And it's been hot this past couple of days. That's a bit better, I'll put the sun out. It's been so hot and he hasn't liked the heat. He's got quite a curly coat, he's taken that from his mother. Quite big ears, he's a bit like a fruit bat. But he's so cute. He's got lots of toys and he's doing really well with the training. And he'll be featuring in so many more of my videos from now on. He's a really good boy. He's eating well, he sleeps really well, he doesn't wake up at night. He doesn't have many accidents. He has had a couple of accidents in the house, but not many. Mainly because I forgot to put the puppy pad down. He's doing well, my husband's training him. And this heat is absolutely getting to him. So that's Remy. That's one of the, he's got like scruffy hair. He's not very big. I think he looks bigger on camera. He's not very big. And he'll be featuring from now on. So today I'm going to be making some chutney and some plum chutney and the ever popular chili jam that I sell on my small stall outside my house. It's a bit of a prolonged process and my hands are now stinging. I didn't have any gloves for the chilies, so I've got all the ingredients, which is only 3 really, and it's really popular. People love it, we love it, and I'll come back to you when I've got this on the go. So I've got to this point with the chilli. That's a gorgeous colour, I'm pleased with it, and it's just at setting point now. It took about 25 minutes on quite a heavy rolling boil. I've got it in the jars, it's cooling, and then I'll label them all up, but I'm pleased with it. It tastes delicious. It's just not too overly spicy, but just enough to give it that kick. And now I'm going to start on with the chutney, and I'll come back to you again when I've got it nearly finished or in the jars. So finally finished the jars of chili jam and plum chutney. I'm trying some new jars out with the same size, but they look bigger and they look chunky and I like them. So they're all ready to go on the stall now. The actual plum chutney, I'm so pleased with it. It's such a lovely colour and tastes really nice. Yeah, it's a long process, but I think worth it in the end. You've caught me making my dog biscuits that I sell on my stall. Been really popular just lately. This started in a way from our own little dog, Boo, and she had a autoimmune disease. And she couldn't have anything with gluten in it, and so because I couldn't find very many in the shops, I just took on and made my own, just a made up recipe really. I've got oats, coconut, gluten-free flour, egg, and some stock there waiting to go in, and they make really nice little treats. Quite hard, they're baked in the oven, but simple. I'll come back to you when I've cut them all out and we're ready to put them in the oven. So I've got them cut out. Just roll it out like pastry with about 1.5 inches depth, and I have a little bone shaped cutter. These ordinarily take quite a while in the oven. On a medium to low oven they'll take an hour and a half to make them really crisp, and they go, when they're cold, they go really hard, and that's the element that I think the dogs like chewing on. A nice hard biscuit feels that it lasts more than a second. Some of these snacks you give to your dog and they're just gone, aren't they, in minutes. And so yeah, I'll bag them up and label them all. I'll come back to you when they're done. So here are the dog treats, all finished, baked in the oven for about an hour and a half. They go really hard, let them cool, and I've put them in like a little airtight package. They last about 3 months once they're in these packages. And the dogs seem to like them, so there we have it. Hello, there's Remy in his little pup carrier because he hasn't had his injections, so can't walk unfortunately, but he's loving life. There he is. When the weather's so hot as it has been, I like to make a lime cooler. Strawberry and lime go really well together, and a nice bit of lime cordial. There's only one lime cordial to get, and I don't need to tell you which one it is, but it's so refreshing. Try it, it just cools you down. It's absolutely fantastic. This is Scarborough Bay today. The sea is a turquoisey blue. I've never seen it looking so blue and turquoisey. It must be the sky is blue, but how pretty is that? I don't think you can get the feel of it, but because it looks closer up than it actually is, but it's absolutely stunning today. We've come out for hopefully a cool down because it was going to be too hot where we lived. So we've brought our little dog Remy and we're walking, and there is a nice little breeze actually. Lovely. Here's Sean walking with Remy. We're up in the, I think, the Italian gardens in Scarborough, and Remy's loving it. Straight ahead, I think. He'll stay in the shade, but he's walking like a good boy now. He was naughty. He used to take things off the floor all the time and eat them, but now he's a lot better now. Remy's very first look at the sea. He's going for the bubbles. He's a bit scared of the waves coming. He runs away, but he likes just flicking the bubbles. I'm hoping he'll get used to it. I'd love to see him having a good time in there. It's hot today. How cute. His sheer amazement is obvious. Look, I know it's a hot day, but when you've got things that need using up, vegetable, and they're not, you know, quite how you'd want them. Sorry about the sound of the washer, everybody in the background. I can't help that. I've got tons of washing. You know, when you veg and potato just a little bit past the sell-by. Well, they're not past the sell-by, just past where you'd want them to be. Well, the great thing is if you make a nice casserole, and I'm just about to get this one in the oven now, it kind of makes them seem better because they're slow cooked. I do believe you wouldn't be able to tell once they're in a casserole, and it is a red hot day actually. We're having a heat wave at the moment, and here I am cooking this absolutely hot casserole, but I'm going to put dumplings on it as well. But I always use in these some red wine, but I also use these fantastic casserole mixes, which I think they're about 30 pence, between 30 and 40 pence from Lidl or Aldi, and you just add in, you don't need to put loads of oxos and stocks and other things in, just one of these with a few of your own herbs and spices, and they actually taste delicious. I'm going to turn that off now. I'm going to put a lid on it, and I'm going to put it in the oven, and later I'm going to slow cook it though, really slow, and later I'm going to put some dumplings in, and that also is a mix that I got from, I think I got it from Lidl, again about 49 pence, and it's very quick. You just add water, very, very fast. So it's once you've done this prep, and I haven't even peeled the potatoes or the carrots, they've gone in, skin and all, you know, it's done. It's brilliant. So I'm getting the dumplings ready for the stew. The stew's coming on really well. I've had it cooking slowly all afternoon. It is steak, so it should be nice and tender. This was the dumpling mix that somebody recommended me. Normally I just make my own out of flour and suet, but I think for the price it's really reasonable, and I've just added a little bit of salt and pepper. I don't know whether that's totally necessary. I read the instructions and it didn't really say anything about salt and pepper, and I've added some herbs. Last year I had just a supermarket basil plant, and I dried the leaves in the oven and ground them, so I've still got a few left. So I used some of that ground basil and just some parsley, and I added that in as well and mixed it up. So as far as I know, I just put a little bit of water, not making it too wet, and just form the dough balls. But I think it's really reasonable, and I think if it's already got the suet in and everything that you need apart from salt and pepper and herbs, then it's quite reasonable. So I'll show you the finished article when it's done, but everything's looking good. So here's the finished product. I've let the dumplings go a little bit longer than it said, just because they looked a bit pale, and kind of like them like crispy, like they're nice and crispy on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 7, and they're not very big. They might look bigger on camera, but it did say on the packet makes 8 good sized dumplings, and they were only small. I rolled them, you know, and they were tiny, and they have obviously increased a little bit in cooking, but not a huge amount. So I don't know where they're getting 8 from. Definitely only 7. However, they look good, and you can see the herbs in them, so I'm hoping that they're going to taste really good. I'm actually looking forward to it, even though it's a hot day. I've been busy today, out and about, so I needed to leave something low in the oven, and this is perfect. So give it a go. I think I got this dumpling mix from Lidl, but I know Aldi sell one as well that I think will just be exactly the same. Give it a go, because I think they are good value for money, quick and easy, and they cook a lot quicker than when I've done them with my own suet and flour. So hopefully it'll be great. It's really hard on the heat wave to keep my little puppy Remy cool. At the moment he's laying on the kitchen tiles in a lump of shade, which I think is the best option for him. Giving him plenty of iced water. I'm going to jump online in a second or two and see if I can get him a cooling mat to put underneath him. The trouble is because he's part poodle, he has a very dense curly fur, very fluffy, a bit bear-like, and although I have already trimmed him up once, he's only 4 months old, I have already trimmed him up once and taken quite a lot of it off. I can't completely strip him bare and shave it off, because that is the nature of how he looks. He's a little scruff, as you can see. He's very, very cute. He's always got that little tuft on top of his head, and his feet are all fluffy and furry. But I have well trimmed him, so I'm going to jump online, see if I can get him a cooling mat. He's miserable in this weather. Normally he'd be running around playing, we'd go out for a walk. I can't take him out for a walk because it's too hot on his little feet, so I'm just hoping that this weather will cool down soon. There he is, Remy. I've started to make my own fruit loaves, as in the bread style of fruit loaves that you toast, and I came across it quite by accident. I just one day thought, oh, I'll give it a go, because I usually make just ordinary bread, and I added a few more bits and it turned out really well. So this is about the 3rd or 4th one that I've made now, and in here is bread flour, salt, 4 teaspoons of brown sugar, an egg, sultanas, cinnamon and allspice, and obviously yeast, and a little bit of warm water. I'm going to mix it up together, knead it for a little bit and leave it to rise. It does take 2 risings, so it's kind of a half a day, all day job in the end, but it's really worth it. I always, when I make another one, because I guessed the first recipe, I didn't measure it out or anything, I just guessed it and it turned out really well. So now I am measuring it, because it was roughly 250 grams of bread flour, and a tablespoon of salt basically, and 7 grams of yeast, dried yeast. So we'll see how this one goes. It might not turn out, and anyway, whatever the results are, I'm going to show you the stages, and if it doesn't turn out, I'll put an old picture on of one that did turn out. So the fruit loaf has had its first rising, and we're having a heat wave at the moment, so what I did was I just popped a tea towel over it and popped it outside on the bench in the garden, and in no time at all it doubled in size, as you can see. So I'm quite hopeful. I'm going to knock the air out of it. I've never really understood that. I feel like I'm going backward, but anyway, that's what I'll do. And then I will give it a second rising, and then I'll come back to you when it's all ready to go in the oven. Quite hopeful. And now I'm thinking, my mind's ticking over about what other kind of flavoured breads could I make. I could maybe do a savoury one. Anyway, let's see how this one goes. So just out the oven now. I did put it on for 35 minutes, the timer, but I've brought it out at 30. Not because I've put brown sugar and egg wash on it, so it always goes quite a dark colour, which I like on the crust anyway. But just because the last one I cooked, I remembered thinking, oh, I'll do it maybe 4 minutes less next time. And one way to tell if it's done is on the other side, this side, and if it's nice and brown and feels quite hollow, it's done. Actually, the kitchen smells, sorry about wobbling the camera about, the kitchen smells like Christmas cake, or and that smell is of Christmas cake when you're cooking it, or fruit cakes. It has a lovely smell. I think it's done. I'm hoping it's done in the middle. I'll let it cool, and then I'll probably take a little slice of it. I'm always a little bit worried about the sugar that I put in it, whether it's enough. I put sugar and salt in it like you would salt normal bread. I didn't taste the last one I made because I made it for somebody else, so I'm hoping that it's not under or over sweetened. I know exactly how many spoonfuls I put in this time, so I'll make a note of it. If anyone's interested in this recipe and my kind of own way of doing it, I've got basic ingredients, I've got basic measurements, just put a comment in and I'll send you that. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'll see you later. Just to end my video this time, here's the update on the greenhouse situation. In fact, my tomato plants are so big now I can hardly fit them in, but they're doing really well. There's some little tomatoes already on, so take into consideration that these were from slices of tomatoes from the supermarket. I don't know what they'll taste like, but they're doing great, and there's lots of flowers. As you can see, every single one has got lots and lots and lots of flowers. I've got some plants here that need a home. I need to repot them or do something with them fast. And I've got 2 little spider plants there that I've planted, spider plant babies. And so I'm really pleased with that. And outside, if we go along here, the pond area is looking really nice at the moment. It's just a wildlife pond, but everything's grown. All the little rockery plants around it have grown, and here are my potatoes, so they'll be ready to harvest soon. They've died back, and they're the other potatoes, lots and lots and lots of them. They're all in flower. And then if we go through the arch, in this little area, Sean made a little picket fence to keep our little puppy off. But he found a way in, don't worry about that. He's found a way in. He likes to come and eat all the courgette plants. So I've got like cucumbers, courgettes. There's a little courgette growing on that one there. And I'm sure there'll be more coming. There's lots behind there. There's a big tomato plant there. Pleased this year to say that I didn't spend any money. I basically chitted all my own potatoes. I let them put them in a dark place and they grew sprouts on them, and I just planted. So they're doing really well. I don't know, again, I don't know what they'll taste like. That is broccoli, I think, down there. You get to this stage and you kind of forget what everything is because you've repotted and repotted. But you know, the garden is looking so nice at the moment. It's looking all nice and full and healthy. I just was cutting some flowers out the garden. I like to have an arrangement every week out the garden. I just need some more greenery in that now. So I'll leave the video here for now, and say thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment if you want any of the recipes or you want to know anything. I'm happy to say. But on a lovely, peaceful summer evening, I'll say goodbye from Cherry Cottage and thanks for watching.